Hello, this is Angelique, and you're listening to We're Booked Up, a segment of the Gaston Speaks podcast wherein Kendall, Andrew, and I discuss books. For this episode, it's our 5th Annual Voticed Awards, where we vote us on the best and the worst of the season. Before we get to voting, any special reading or watching plans for the summer?
I started a book called Autism in Heels. I think the author's name is Jennifer Cook. But so far it's really good. It's so interesting to get a woman's perspective in autism. Because, we have Temple Grandin, but we don't have a lot of role models, I guess is the only word I can think of. But, famous examples of what autism could look like in women. And her whole point is that she loves to do her hair and she really loves shoes. And she was in a sorority and it just, she doesn't. Like, if you were to describe an autistic person, she feels like she wouldn't fit the description, but she is. And so she's like, let me give you this other perspective, because women weren't really studied when talking about, learning about autism and stuff. So that's been very interesting. And I am continuing to watch Shrinking on Apple TV. I am so in love with that show. It's just so cute. It's a good one.
Well, I need to pick probably 2 books. For the 38 hours I will be on a plane in a couple months. So I haven't picked which ones, but I'm like, I probably should have several options, have a couple ebooks downloaded, just be ready to go. This is Emmy season for me, so I'm going to catch up on, there's a new season of Hacks, the final season. Of course, they said that before. So
the final season.
The final, another season of The Comeback, which has had 3 seasons since 2005. So
that's so funny that they wait and then they bring her back and she's a comeback.
It's the comeback again. Lisa Kudrow is amazing. I still have not finished the 2nd season of The Pit, so I have a lot to catch up on for that. So that's exciting. And summer's a good time to do that because there's not really much else to watch. I'm not a big watching golf or baseball on TV. I love to go to a baseball game.
There are hot dogs there.
Well, yes.
Who doesn't want to eat a hot dog during a baseball game?
Well, no? I like going to hey, Gaston and Ghost Peppers. They are a fun group to go and watch and all of that. But watching it on TV is it's no. So this is when you catch up on stuff. So I'm excited about that. What about you?
So I'm looking forward to the 8th book in the Murderbot series that's coming out in May 5th. I'm kind of excited about that. I need to reread the last one. What else? Yeah, that's it, honestly.
Did that get renewed for season 2?
What?
Murderbot?
I'm pretty sure it did.
The Alexander Skarsgård?
It was good. I
never
liked it a
got
lot.
to it, but
add it to your playlist.
yeah, there you go.
They're only 8 episodes or half hour long.
They're really short.
You know what?
You'll clip
Instead
through
of
it.
reading, I should just get a bunch of stuff downloaded. I could watch TV for 38 hours. That is no problem.
That sounds like such a vacation for me. I would love to do that.
I mean, your plane might have entertainment.
Yeah, but like when I went to California, it was we have 3 episodes of Living Single. I was like, oh, Living Single. I love an old, great sitcom. I'm like, okay, 3 episodes. So that took me 40 minutes, because there's no commercials. So I was like, okay, this doesn't work. But no, that's a good idea too. That's a good idea.
There we go.
Shrinking. I can watch all of Shrinking.
It was a surprise. I didn't think I was going to like it because I started the HBO show with Will Ferrell, and was it Will Ferrell? No. Oh my gosh. There was another one about a therapist and a guy, and then their relationship gets a little murky.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it was now. And
There's a movie with Bill Murray.
We never
Actualize
finished
this?
it. That's funny. Anyway, we couldn't get through it, but I like Shrinking more. It's like Ted Lasso, but a little darker. It doesn't have that uplifting feeling, but it's not always hard stuff happens, but it's not like Game of Thrones where everything is just death, destruction, loss of your favorite characters. So
yeah, I gave up on. Now they're on the 3rd Game of Thrones series, and I've given up. I'm I made it through that first one. I tried the first series, and it incredibly well made, right? But I can't keep going. So anyway.
I never even started them. Mostly because I didn't have HBO. All right, are we ready? We ready to vote us?
I got my little list.
So, first, who is your favorite character? Who do you think was the best character?
So this one I tried to do ones that weren't in my two favorite books. So I will say, like, okay, the incredible women of Ruthie Ramirez, they're all flawed. They're all ridiculous. There's the one that I identified with because I'm a failure. And then there's the funny, like, side friend, and Mama's great. But they're all just, to me, they're like, their presence together as a collective character, and I love them. We talked about all the wonderful women and like Joan and everyone in Atmosphere, just some really incredibly well-written women. So I love all of those, but I'm going to talk a lot about those. So I want to try some. I picked 3 other ones that I liked from books that necessarily weren't my favorite. Yeah. So one is Joyce from Thursday Murder Club. Just adored her.
Shout out Joyce.
Joyce.
Danawa.
Yeah, Danawa.
Danawa. See, I cannot get it right. Anyway, just because he was literally the perfect green flag male character.
Yeah, I know.
And that's so rare, and we've read so many complicated ones. And then Droff from yes, because I told you guys, anytime like they were playing off of his like deadpan, it was my favorite moments in that book that I kind of struggled with. So those are 3 characters that I loved on top of my beloved out of those 2 that I know we're going to talk a lot about. So.
Yeah, so you and I are in the same boat, Andrew,
in
which I did the exact same thing.
Okay.
Because I have the 2 books that I'm really struggling to choose between. And I think the way you described how the women of Ruthie Ramirez as a collective made that so powerful, I love that. That is how I feel as well. So if we're ignoring like Joan and Vanessa and
I cannot remember the other ones. Yeah.
I also I weirdly liked Davi. Because I love a good what is humanity story. And because she had lived so many lives, I think she lost a little bit of her humanity. Like she killed Saragorn like that, you know? But then once things became real again and she had like it was permanent for her and she started to tap into humanity again. And that was really fun. Plus, she was funny. I also really loved Danawa's sister. I can't remember her name. I think it's Walela, but I can't.
Walela.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, she was...
loved her, yeah.
What a doll.
And they're again, that kind of collective of the 2 of them.
Who was the best friend, the roommate?
Oh, my God. She was amazing.
Jane? Maybe? Joan? No.
It wasn't Jane or Joan. It was like... Maybe it was something like that.
Anyway, she was great.
She was
great.
funny.
Yeah,
I love a sassy friend.
That was the one where we really didn't particularly like the main character that much, but we liked a lot of the side characters.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. I think that's probably, it's like a Meredith Grey situation. Sometimes Meredith Grey was just really awful, but like the side characters made her great. Anyway, but no, my actual favorite character that I chose that I'm not choosing from our 2 favorites, or Andrew and I, 2 favorites, Bogdan.
Oh, Bogdan. Loved Bogdan. Yeah.
From Thursday Murder Club. How about you, Angelique?
Same, honestly. Because I liked all the characters, or most of the characters in What Happened to Ruth Ramirez in Atmosphere. It's probably like Vanessa in Atmosphere, and then...
Lydia. I'm sorry, I forgot about Lydia.
Yeah, she's good. And then like Jessica and Ruth Ramirez. But outside of that, Bogdan.
He was just so good.
You know, this is good that even the books that weren't our favorites, there were some really...
Yeah.
Like, I just think they weren't our
we
books.
We had a good season.
Yeah, there were some great characters. Like, there was nothing, except for one particular book that I think by the time I really thought about it, that I just really didn't like. And one that, maybe 2 that I just didn't particularly like that much. But every other book had at least something in it that was enjoyable.
Yeah, it's like we have the opposite problem of let me rephrase. We have the same problem as the last Voticed Awards, in which the last one everything was kind of mid, and so it was hard to choose from the mid. And now it's like everything was actually really solid this season. It's hard to choose.
It is.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
All right.
Next question.
Your most hated character.
Jack Graham.
Jack Graham. That's mine too.
They literally created a movie off the book and wrote the main character out of it. That's how useless he was.
He was awful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was trying to think. I was like, who do I hate? I forgot we read this book.
I kind of did too. And then I started remembering it. And I listened to some of the podcasts, and we all started with, I think it's because it was better than all the other James Patterson and Danielle Steele we had read. And so we're like, no, it really wasn't that bad. But by the end of it, we really did not like that book at all.
I know.
We were like trying so hard to like it. But yeah, they literally created a movie and they wrote his character out.
He was pointless.
He was pointless.
He didn't serve a purpose. And then he was also just kind of awful. Like he was not good to his girlfriend, his actual girlfriend, not the main love interest.
Yeah.
I mean, and he was kind of ineffectual. It was just, I agree. He should have been written out.
Least favorite book, least favorite character.
Like, if you're going to have a character who's kind of like morally gray.
Mhm.
At least make him charming.
Interesting. Give
Yeah.
him. Luther was morally gray.
Yeah.
He was,
I liked Luther,
and
though.
he was one of our favorites.
Yeah.
He stole things for a living. Like there was that scene where he would like kind of break into his daughter's room and like apartment and just kind of sit there just to be there. And we're like, oh, if it were any other character, it'd be creepy. But in this one's like sense, he's just trying to connect with his daughter.
Well, even the girls in Ruthie Ramirez, I wouldn't say morally gray, but none of them, they all had some pretty distinctive
imperfections.
flaws.
They were people.
They were
But
people.
they were charming.
But they were charming, and there was humor, and there was grace, and so the imperfections and the flaws made them worth reading.
Yes.
Whereas the imperfection and flaw made me want to stop reading about Jack Graham.
Yes.
Yep.
Excellent point.
He was just dull. All right. That was a quick one.
Ben.
Okay. So
I know. Well, he's still better than the Bens, but
He
yeah.
is, yes.
So this one's kind of like a either or kind of question. So book most likely to be made into a movie series or most likely to win an award if it became a movie or a series.
Ooh.
So I put the Christmas at Glitter Peak just because I could see Hallmark
Yeah.
totally running with that one.
That's
Probably
a good
make
point.
it better.
Yeah.
They would make it better.
But I said, so I didn't go obviously with Thursday Murder Club or Absolute Power because they're
They're
already successful films. But so I went with Atmosphere because I just think that one, I think it's already in production too.
Oh,
So I think I
really?
cheated on that one too.
That's fine. Like I
But-
said,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
No, that one's just it's going to have the adventure. We could kind of visualize it. I think we talked about it.
yeah.
And the
It's
big
got
build up
It's
and
got the drama, the love, the
very cinematic ending that we
Yeah.
talked about. So I think it is I think all of hers are in production. I mean, they did Daisy Jones and the Six. They did that series, but I think all of hers at some point have been picked up, whether they actually get produced or not. But of them, I felt like that was the one. In terms of awards, if they ever did What Happened to Ruthie Ramirez,
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah.
it's
If
like
they
an
did it
HBO
right,
miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
It would be sweeping the Emmys.
Yeah.
But I think Atmosphere, in terms of a big, bold, like kind of like they did with Project Hail Mary, I could see it being one of those populist films that's also really well liked. So
Yeah.
Your One Battle and Sinners and some of those that did really well last year, that kind of stuff.
Yep, I agree. I also chose Atmosphere because I agree that it would I would love to see it on the big screen. I hope it doesn't get made on a TV movie. I want to see it on the big
Me
screen. But the other one that I chose was How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. I think would be a really fun Apple TV series. It's a little bit too like punchy to be, I think, HBO.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Apple TV could strike that right
They
balance.
had one.
I
and
thought,
can't- that a couple of years ago that was kind of a similar style. And now I'm trying to remember what the heck it was. So just ignore Mythic Quest.
Mm.
That was, I think, on Apple
Maybe
TV.
I'll go check it out.
But I think it was kind of had that fantasy and that humor and that kind of nation. So it'd be a good fit.
Yeah, something like that. And then I agree about the award one. It'll be Ruthie Ramirez for sure.
Yeah. That was a good one. All right. Favorite scene?
This one's hard.
Yeah.
This one's hard for me because I have so many favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the ending of Ruthie Ramirez, the ending of Atmosphere, and the ending of those two are just next level.
Yeah.
I also really loved the ending of How to Become the Dark Lord because it's like she got exactly what she wanted, and then she's like, "Now I gotta go kill a bunch of humans." Arr! And so it had like a more of an adventurous vibe. It made me want more. So I love the endings, but the scene I actually chose as my favorite is the car ride scene, the car trip scene from Ruthie Ramirez,
Yeah.
where like they're fighting and squabbling and leaving somebody on the side of the road and circling back around and picking her up, and it all happens in like 2 pages, and it is just so brilliantly written.
See, I did the club scene.
I almost did.
Because in the car ride, but literally that whole like last 50 pages.
I know. I almost did them watching the cat fight show at the end when they're like cheering on like that girl getting like beaten up on TV. Like,
well, and then you have all that humor, and then it's like, and this is where Ruthie's story ends.
Oh,
You're like, oh
yeah.
Jesus, like it just boom knocks you out. But yeah, that whole trip to and the ridiculousness and the Irene, the crazy friend, and
Irene falling out after the church service and laying in the floor, and then people walking around her,
and her and Irene like beating the crap out of people in the club,
with
like
their
the mom.
purse.
Oh my God,
gosh.
Yeah, that was just like classic. Again, that would be. I could see something like an HBO where they tackle the darkness, but they added a lot of that humor in. Somebody who does that really well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's
I just
the scene
interrupted
I chose.
your whole thing.
No,
I agree with you.
No, I finished. That was my scene.
my scene is that where they have the fight in Atmosphere, and that Joan makes Vanessa leave, and then Vanessa goes to the payphone and calls her back. She's like, "No,
We're not doing that.
we're not." I like that. I think that could be really good.
I had
Like
one-
you can hear like the music swelling, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
phone rings, and Joan picks it up, and no.
I had one more, and it's funny because all I wrote down was, "How do you poop?"
Oh, that's funny.
Because remember, I struggled with like the parts I loved about that book were the funny ones, and just there was like 2 paragraphs where she was just jiving at that, the big guy who's in charge of the.
Yeah.
And, how do you poop? Funny. So.
Oh, the little scene that I just really thought was a great encapsulation of Thursday Murder Club was when the police chief, I can't remember his name, not DeFreitas, what was the guy's name? He's on the couch with his tea and his cake, and they're just constantly making him uncomfortable, and he doesn't know what to hold, and they're just basically badgering him into giving them what they want. Like, that was also a really sweet scene.
That was one where I really wanted to find something from Thursday Murder Club, because what I remember I liked about it were there were just those little moments that I
Yeah.
liked, and I completely forgot. That was a good one. Yeah. There were a lot of in that book that were just quippy.
Mm-hmm. Had we read Thursday Murder Club last season, I think that would have been my favorite.
Probably,
But
yeah.
we just read so many books this season that I adored.
Yeah, we had a good season. Like the scene where he's running up the hill trying to
Oh
get
my
to
gosh.
Eleanor, and she waves at him. He's like, he stops.
She's really, and she's savage about it. She's
Yeah.
she's like, I can't remember what she said, but it's like, you can slow down. I'm fine. Good times.
Fun.
That was good. Okay. Favorite We're Booked Up episode that we've done?
This was hard because I didn't go back and listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
But from my memory, I really loved the Thursday Murder Club.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite one. But if you want a good hate listen, Absolute Power.
Yeah.
That one's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I said Thursday Murder Club. I just remember we had fun with that one. And that was, for me, the one that stuck out just in terms of us. But you're right, yeah. But with Absolute Power, though, it wasn't, like I said, we tried to not hate it as much. It wasn't like Danielle Steele.
Oh, gosh.
That was a classic. Or November 9.
Yeah.
You know what?
The best hate one ever.
We did not set a new lowest bar.
We didn't. That's a good thing.
Yeah, we might have set a new highest bar, but we didn't set
Maybe,
the new
yeah. We
lowest.
definitely did not
Yeah.
set it. No, yeah. Hey, look at us.
Look at us.
We need to find one we really going to hate next year, because those episodes are the best. I'm not going to lie. Like, they're miserable for us to get through in terms of reading the book, but they are hilarious when we finally sit down and
I
talk about
can't
it.
do another Danielle Steele.
No, I can't do that
No.
one. No, that was
Mm-mm.
bad. That was bad.
We'll
How
find
about you,
somebody else.
Angelique?
For favorite episode, I don't know. I kind of liked the Atmosphere one we did. That might just be because I'm editing it now, I think.
Maybe.
Or
I
I just edited it.
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
We had a good
It
season.
was a good season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Favorite author?
I went with so it's a tie, but I'm gonna favor Claire Jimenez.
Yeah.
But I loved Taylor Jenkins Reid's book. Like that might be because it's the most recent, but I went back and I really compared the two in my brain. And Claire Jimenez, in so few pages, created characters, relationship, conflict, depth, reality, and then the way she ended it with the intense emotional aspect.
Nailed it.
The humor. I think she is my favorite author of this season.
Yeah.
So it's funny. So I have, for a favorite book, I have a backslash because I'm like, I really don't know. But it was easy for me. Favorite author was Claire Jimenez's first
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
The way she workshopped it, she talked about her process. And this is also personal because I had the pleasure of meeting her.
Yeah.
And she's just
I'm
a
so
really freaking awesome
jealous
person.
now.
I know. And but for her to accomplish again what she did, I love Taylor Jenkins Reid too. But she's done this for a while, and she's got a lot of support in the publishing world, and her stuff's being made into movies, and so she probably has a lot of voices helping her get there. Claire got there with a lot of help from people, but it wasn't big like that. She just and to create that story. So best books is an interesting one, but best author easily Claire Jimenez.
Yeah. Same for me. I like just her style of writing too,
Mhm.
more than Reid's. So
She packed so much humor in such clear, simple sentences.
yeah.
And that is a really difficult thing to do because I like a good snappy read.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also like humor. And if you can combine the two, it's that's just brilliant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah, let's keep going.
The biggest award.
Bump.
Your favorite.
I
What?
was gonna do like a fanfare, but then I realized I don't do music, and that's what came out.
All right. What was your favorite book of this season?
Now I have to choose.
It's probably because I read it more recently, but the emotional toll it took on me was Atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ruthie Ramirez, I had the gut punch and I cried at the very end, but Atmosphere, I was crying for like the last 100 pages. Like Marcus's grandmother read it and told me that she also bawled at the end. Like it was to be able to encapsulate something so epic and big and vast as love and space, and then have it resonate with you in your soul, like, or resonate with me in my soul. It was big. It blew me away. It was Atmosphere for me.
It was probably What Happened to Ruthie Ramirez. I like
Mhm.
that one. That was good.
It was good.
I've been back and forth, and someone asked me, like, I'm going to use this example, like the Oscars last year, there were so many great movies. Why was One Battle your favorite? I'm like, it's a movie I can't stop thinking about.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that Sinners and Hamnet and some of those others weren't amazing. I mean, great year for film. The one I can't stop thinking about is Ruthie Ramirez. I just can't get it out of my head. And I felt like, you're right, short and snappy, but there's so many layers.
It is very
and I
layered.
felt connected. But Atmosphere it's such a tough choice, and I'm happy we have this tough choice. There's very different books, you know. It's interesting that we all three love these two books, and yet they're kind of opposite ends of the spectrum almost.
Are.
So shout out to Taylor Jenkins Reid. Malibu Rising, by the way, is a top 5 for me overall, and I think Atmosphere and Ruthie Ramirez are going to be in that top 10 list of recent reads. So to me, Malibu is the peak, and this one was very close. But Claire Jimenez knocked me out. So
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good. They both were so good.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cannot recommend enough. Both of them.
Absolutely.
What
Which
do
I
you
think
think?
answers are. What do you recommend? Those 2 books would be I recommend.
Yeah.
No, I think Thursday Murder Club's a fun one if you like mysteries. And the one we didn't talk about was One in Millennial. We did not mention. Oh, you're about to mention it, aren't you?
I have an honorable mention for that
Okay,
book.
good.
All right, what are your honorable mentions?
Okay, so we didn't talk about favorite romantic interests because this is the first year out of 5 years where we're like, yeah, aside from Henry from
Oh, yeah, Henry, yeah.
yeah, and maybe there's one other in there, but Vanessa said things to Joan that I would melt if someone said to me. Holy cow. And then Donawa, like you said, walking green flag, and he sounds so handsome. I am just here for it. So cheers to that. Let's see. Favorite setting, Christmas at Glitter Peak Lodge.
Mhm.
She described that so beautifully, like, and it wasn't boring. Like, you know how in like My Antonia, they describe the different kinds of wheat and the color. But then like in this one, she's talking about the different kinds of snow and ice, and it's pretty. So that was lovely.
Thor was also a green flaggy. The love interest.
He was so funny. I liked
Yeah.
Thor a lot.
We didn't talk about him, but he wasn't as good as Donawa, but
There were too many favorite like characters, but
Mhm.
like I did like a lot of things about Glitter Peak Lodge. It's just because we had such a strong season, it didn't stand out as much. Favorite plot, Thursday Murder Club. It would have been How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying, but I feel like I need the second book in order to know that because it's an unfinished story.
Correct.
But you know what? In Millennial, I thought about it. I really did have the most chuckles in that book. It was so packed with stuff, but a lot of the stuff was funny. Like her deciding that she didn't want to do church anymore because she didn't want to wake up to go to the flagpole.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, that's just funny.
I think that one got swept under, but we did talk about how, you know, some people tried to make it seem like, oh, she's trying to say that this is a universal millennial experience, but she made it very clear, no, this is my universal millennial experience. So there were things I didn't connect to as a male, but there was enough in there that really anyone could connect to who grew up in our age, you know, our bracket. So it really wasn't. We read some real duds. And it was really not. It just didn't. Again, I didn't have a place for it. It didn't stand out.
Yeah.
It didn't float to the top, but it
Right.
wasn't exactly on the bottom.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we've had nonfictions where, I mean, 3 of our nonfictions were some of our top favorite books.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah, yeah.
Fuzz,
Finding
Dream
Me.
House.
and
In
the
the
Dreamhouse.
Dream
Yeah.
House. Woo.
So
Yeah.
this one was kind of like the it's much better than a lot of what we read, but it was kind of the dud of the nonfiction
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
So
That's fair. That's what I was thinking. All right. Any others? All right. What books would you recommend? It doesn't have to be a book we've read for the show season.
well, I don't read a lot of other
I'm-
books.
I'll just talk about what I have to read upcoming for stuff. So my family book club chose The Correspondent.
Mm.
So we're going to read that. And I've heard fabulous things about it. So I'm excited to read it. And then honestly, Dungeon Crawler Carl is on my list. I just
Mhm.
can't get to it because I kept having to read other stuff.
Well, you're gonna have to.
Now
so-
I know it's going to be my summer read and we're going to talk about it. Oh, wait. Are we adding both
Yeah.
of those? Those are both going to be on our list next year.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I already put Dungeon Crawl on hold.
It is so hard
Yeah.
to say. Can we just call it DCC?
I like that
DCC.
because I figured it has a holds list. I was like, well, maybe by the time I get it, that could be my Taipei
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would work.
So,
The
yeah.
sad thing about that book is that the audiobook is supposed to be really, really good.
Mhm.
Like the person who does it does like voices and stuff, but it's an Audible exclusive. So you cannot get. I don't think you can get a physical copy of it. You can only do it through Audible,
Mm.
which is terrible.
That
I'm
is
not doing
terrible.
that.
You said audiobook. I also am going to listen to Project Hail Mary because every single thing I've ever seen about Project Hail Mary says to listen to the audiobook, and it's the best audiobook that anyone's ever listened to, kind of
Okay.
thing. So I'm going to listen to the audiobook of that as well.
Correspondent's already been picked up for a movie, and Jane Fonda's in it.
I love her so much.
Mhm. So
Okay.
that's how successful kind of came out of nowhere. It's already being optioned.
So my recommendation is DCC because we need people to read it so they can listen in September when we
Yes.
do our
Mhm.
episode on
And
it.
then
Mhm.
comment and participate. We should get a good conversation going online. Come on, we got a blog. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That was a little intense. Sorry, I'll take it back.
And I, of
Go
course,
for
would
it.
recommend Atmosphere and What Happened to Ruth Ramirez.
Hmm. Oh gosh, yes.
Absolutely.
I also what else did I read this year that I want to recommend? There's a series by Robert Jackson Bennett. I can't remember the name of it, but it's about it's kind of like a Sherlock Holmes
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
Hmm.
fun.
kind of thing where the detective is actually what happened?
He
I'm
yawned so
sorry.
dramatically while you were talking.
It wasn't about Angelique.
I know, I'm tired too, but it was like arms stretched out, lean back, deep. And she's
I'm sorry.
silly.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. And
Uh,
if I hadn't laughed, it would have been fine. I'm sorry.
just killed her
I forgot what I
momentum.
was saying anyway.
Sherlock
Robert
Holmes.
Bennett Jackson.
Robert Jackson Bennett.
Yep.
Anyway, the first book of that series is called The Tainted Cup, and it's a good series. There's 2 books so far. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
We
Yeah,
talked
sounds
about that
familiar.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Good times.
Are we done?
We voted. Hey,
Hey.
we've been renewed.
We've been
Season 5.
No, 6, because
6.
we're in 5. Wow.
6 seasons in a movie.
Should we make? Oh my gosh, we should. Yes.
We record like one terrible episode and then like video record one
Yeah.
terrible episode.
No, we can do that now. Yeah.
we could.
I've learned.
Okay. To close out the episode, I'm going to promote summer reading at the library. This year's theme is Unearth a Story, and we have a lot of fun programs planned for patrons of all ages. So stop by your library and find out what we have in store for you. That's it for this season of We're Booked Up. We hope you enjoyed it. We will be back for another season because no one is stopping us. We'll be on hiatus for June, July, and August, and back in September with Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Denneman. Please read it.
Have a great summer, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Dun-dun.
Bye.